Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome to the greatest show on YouTube and around the world. The Love and Respect Show with me, Banks, and Omega.
That's right.
This is a grand intro, Charlie. I need to be a ring announcer, Charlie. All right, so today as usual, sponsored by Classic Frame and Design Print and Finish. We really appreciate their sponsorship for letting us use their space, and also, you can also help them by ordering your frames and your prints and your pictures and all these things from them. Check them out on Instagram, Classic Frames GH or Classic Frames, and then on DPF, also Design Print and Finish. Check them out on Instagram. Follow and like them and tell them we sent you there. Okay, let's go straight into the video and see what we can say about it.
Notice most of us black women, we do an outstanding job at keeping other black women single. Girl, don't listen to them. Don't listen to them men. Girl, don't listen to them pygmies. Girl, wear what you want to wear. Talk how you want to talk. Go to whatever after hour spot you gonna go to. Do you, bar hop, do you. Also, girl, your man is controlling. Couldn't be me. I'd be letting him go. Ain't no way. Ain't no man finna control me ever. What? Control who? What? Not me. Girl, please. Couldn't be me, baby. Keeping them single.
Keeping them single. Keeping them single. Single people keep people single. Or single girls keep girls single. There's some saying like that. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Like when you are dating, it's better to have friends that are also dating. When you are married, it's better to have friends that are married. Stuff like that. But when you are married and you are hanging out with single people, they give you bad advice. Bad advice. So
It stems out of what? Jealousy?
I don't know. It could be for females, it could be jealousy, and also maybe inexperience, because the thing she's saying, I mean, she hasn't even maybe experienced it for herself, but she's just talking because she's single and she feels like as a single girl, she won't take these things.
Yeah.
But you've never been in a relationship. You don't know how it works. You don't know how you have to sacrifice certain things to be in a relationship and to make it work, Yeah. So you see your friend like, you're crazy. Why would you do that for a man? No. You've never been in love.
Yeah.
You've never really respected any man. You've never really decided to give yourself to somebody and love somebody,
Yeah.
So it's not just jealousy. It's really ignorance, inexperience. Like they're just talking
too.
crazy.
But
Sometimes jealousy also plays the part, because after they destroy your relationship, they go chase your man.
oh man,
Yeah,
she had a good.
but
Mostly women are like, very
they fall. So there's a word, but they fall for these things.
yeah, they're very susceptible to kind of
that's the
influence.
Word.
Peer pressure, influence
from their circles.
from their circles, and also and that could cause a lot of damage.
Are you now thinking about your words or what? Like honestly, women have a lot of peer pressure. Men, yes, some do at some age. If you're a grown-ass man and you have peer pressure still, then
men have peer pressure, but it's not as
it's
not as women.
Yes, but women
are very, very, it's like they
Chagado, come do Anna. It's like you're just losing your thoughts in every 2 sentences. Yeah. So like, as I'm saying, let me help you.
Yeah, help me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Women normally listen to their peers and they want to move as a flock.
Yeah.
Like, they like that kind of lifestyle.
Yeah.
Oh, my girl has this wig, or she has bought this
Yeah.
water curls. I also want this water curls,
Yes.
or I want to go and braid the same style.
Yeah.
And they fall for these things.
Yeah.
So if they are in a relationship and that squad is telling her, or even 2 people from that squad is telling her, hey, me, I won't, your man says come home and you're going. Like, I wouldn't do that. He can't even call me and say, oh no, any boy. She's not in a relationship. She can stay out as long as she wants.
Yeah.
And you have a man and your man says come home, and you can't stand by your own conviction and say, oh, I'm sorry, ladies, Charlie, it's late. It's 10 p.m. I need to bounce. My guy is home. I need to be with him. Hey, you're going to go home because your man is home and it's going. Yes, please.
Yeah.
I beg you. I need to go home. Women can't do that. Not a lot of women can do that.
Yeah.
And that is where the problem is.
Yeah.
Because first I thought these things were just stories. Like, girls and pressure and all these things that their friends say to them about their relationships and stuff like that. It doesn't have any effect. But I've had encounters and conversations with some friends, some female friends, and they've given me like how the pressure got to them to the extent that they were at the verge of losing their relationships, or not even like from the guy. They began to change in the relationship because of the external things she was hearing from her friends.
Yeah.
So she started changing towards her man.
Yeah.
And that was no fault of the man. No. The man is in his relationship doing everything he's used to doing, but just external things that the girl is hearing is changing the dynamic of her relationship.
Yeah.
And I was so surprised to hear that from my friend, like, are you serious? She said, yeah. Like, yes, it was that bad that I was going to leave my man.
Yeah.
Because of what my friends were saying.
Yeah.
No, man, Charlie. That's crazy to me.
Yeah,
that sounds so crazy
true.
to me.
It's true. It's that's how I think it's the fallout of what overly emotional people do, right? They are very comfortable in a group environment. They fall easily, they fall prey easily to groupthink. They seek validation from their peers within their circles. So they
even matured women.
Oh, 100%. So
Hey.
it's of course. So if my colleague, my female friends are telling me this, then that has to be the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, okay, I'm missing out. What am I missing? Right? They shouldn't know. So I have to be a part of that group, and this is what my group feels, right? So maybe I'm doing it wrong, And also, there are women who, especially the one that you said, the one that are untethered, they're unmarried, they're single, right? They have an idea, a fantasy of what their relationship is going to be, right? They're not in one yet.
We are very privileged to have sponsors that allow us to use their space for our podcast. Now, this is Classic Frame and Design Print and Finish. Now, these companies are separate but work in collaboration. Classic Frame is a company that prints, frame, and would deliver to your location wherever you are in Ghana. If you want to print any picture from your phone, from albums, old pictures that you want to restore, Classic Frame can do that for you and send it anywhere you are in Ghana. This is their space, and you can see some of their works behind me. Same as Design Print and Finish, which is also an interior decor company that could come to your house and offer you consultation service and show your spaces or show you ideas that you can have in your spaces, like what we have behind us. They would create it and install it for you from beginning to the end. They will discuss with you and give you so many ideas. So if you have anything like this that you want to do, we would be happy if you patronize these companies because they support us to bring these podcasts and these conversations to you. So enjoy it, use them. Let's get back to the show.
And you already in one, so they are projecting what their fantasy of a man would onto you that has a relationship now. So this here idea that I have, which is in the abstract, should be the ideal of what you should have, right? And not what you're currently dealing with. You know, and that has an outsized influence on the person, the recipient, right? To the point where now they start to doubt whether what you're having is well enough. You know, whether they deserve more, you know, whether they are entitled to more. And something's got to be wrong with you because the group that I belong to is saying that, you know, you ain't all that, you know, and I deserve someone that is all that, you know, so maybe, you know, maybe
you start misbehaving
100%. And that is dangerous. I think the antidote to that is people should respect their privacy, especially women, enough where they don't discuss their mans with, especially when, again, every relationship has their ups and downs. What you don't want to do, most importantly, is to discuss the challenges in your relationship, the problems in your relationship with your buddies. Because if you are discussing these things, usually something that you're aggrieved by your male, your husband or your boyfriend, right? So you are discussing this and you're not casting your man in the best light possible in front of your peers. Now, these friends of yours will study, they are your buddies. That's the bond. They have to take your side.
Yeah.
So now they are looking down on and having a negative thought. They are projecting negative energy onto your husband that you are denigrating to them right now. They don't have nothing to say but to support you in that regard, you know? And then that would eventually start to build up inside of you. And you might not even know that it's beginning to affect your relationship at home. Now you're starting to manifest all the negativity that they have put on you back at home.
Yeah.
To your husband. So what you don't do is, you know, discuss these things with your friends. You know, you could talk about the good stuff and whatnot, you know, but even then they could be like, that is not good enough. You should have did over and that. It doesn't matter. Be content and be respectful with
and
what you got.
You know, the funny thing about that, like for the few examples and conversations that I've had,
right?
Then when they wisen up, they come and tell me like, you know what? This person who was telling me this, they got into a relationship and it's even worse for them, but they are there.
Oh yeah, of course. It's just crazy, but it's never.
You see? So she was telling you to leave yours, but hers is even worse and she's there.
Yeah.
Or sometimes they say, they don't say theirs. They don't talk about their worst stuff. They don't say it in the group. They don't tell you. But maybe they have a group within a group.
Right,
and then they share their problems.
And
you
get
realize that
leaked and
so your husband is not even sleeping home. And mine is telling me to come home at 10 p.m. and you're telling me not to go. Yours is not even home. He doesn't come home. But you cry, you did. You know? So, Charlie, don't listen. Especially this girls thing. We have to really pick our friends well. We really, really need to. Because these things affect us in the long run. I mean, you know, guys also want to kind of weave out some friends for their partners. Like, I don't like you rolling with these girls. It's because of these things. Because your girl now, brand bona, you know, say yawa paya. The advice that she will give you, it won't work for us. So stay away from this girl. And you think maybe I don't like your friends or I'm being some way, you were with her before you met me and Okay, it's true. Maybe you were with her before I met you, but I can read and see that this girl is not going to advise you properly if there's a problem between us. So stay away from her and let's have some peace.
Yeah,
but sisters,
overall bad influence.
Sisters ain't you know. So honestly, I've had some conversations and I know that this thing, I didn't know before, but now I know that like the friend circle, it really has an impact on the girls. And it extends into their relationships. For real, for real. What
Yeah.
the girls say, they actually do it in their
Yeah,
relationships.
because women are very trusting
Yeah,
of
it's
each
bad.
other, you know.
Serious.
So they will value whatever input that you're, say, hey, that's my friend. She's looking out for me. She wants the best for me. Because she's not telling you that you deserve worse than that. She's saying you deserve better.
Better.
So it
So,
sounds
of
like
course,
you want the
yeah.
best for me. You want me to be happy. You
Yeah.
know me. You've known me for a long time. So knowing me, you think I deserve better. And you know what I'm
So,
saying? So I
yeah.
should go and get better because I'm supposed to meet that status, that pedestal that you see me at. So it's
Charlie.
if you have better friends, some people have a good rock in religion. That's one of the functions that religion, provides society, which is a good. So there are some women, especially when you have your rock as your religion, you go to church and stuff like that.
It keeps you in check a bit.
Yeah, and if you're a younger woman and you see a older couple in the church and if you have to discuss anything at all that, it's like, those are the people you want to talk to for counsel and, that type of thing. But amongst your friends, it's better to just, keep it most of the time.
Yeah, Charlie. Just keep quiet.
And,
keep quiet.
yeah.
Because, Charlie.
Just have faith and pray, everything's going to be all right. Eventually,
Yeah.
your man loves you, adores you, respects you, and he's doing his best for you, and you should appreciate that effort. It adds fuel to his,
But then how, let me just prolong this conversation a bit. But how do you also know when it is getting worse? That your friends are saying, Charlie, I deal with it is burning, run away. How do you know that is the best advice? Because
yeah. Sometimes he could be in a really bad thing. Well, usually,
that's a tricky one.
How do you know? But are they validating that experience, right?
Because also for this example that I said, my friend was saying,
if you're getting beat on,
good. The example that I said my friend was talking about, you see, it's not about it's getting worse. So things take time. That one, it wasn't about physical or domestic violence or anything. It's just about growth. Okay, so the friends circle thought that she and her partner should grow quicker than how they were growing. Okay?
So the progress was slow.
Yes.
Okay.
So for things like that, you can decide, no, I'm not going to listen to you. You don't determine how quick me and my partner should have had a kid by this time, or should have bought a house by this time, or should have had a car. No, that's not your business.
Are personal, marital.
So stuff like that.
Issues.
Yeah.
So those things, those kind of conversations shouldn't go out.
No.
Now, how do you know if your friends you're confiding in your friend about something very horrible that you're experiencing in your relationship? If you're being beat on, if you're getting physically attacked, if my man is trying to emotionally starve you, right? He's trying to practically just make you a prisoner of his. Like these are like very extreme, right? And you need their encouragement. You need strength to be able to kind of take certain actions to protect yourself.
Yeah,
those are valid.
Yeah,
those are valid discussions to have with your friends, and they would, say, "Oh, he's beating on you." Okay, of course, that is not acceptable. He doesn't want you to see your family or your friends. So you have to sneak out just to come and see me. These are bad signs.
So you should be able to weigh it and know.
Right, but when you're in a good relationship, you see your man, you see him putting in the effort. You know that he respects you.
It takes time.
You know that he loves you. You know that he's doing everything to, in the best of his ability to make you happy. You see it, but the effort maybe does not meet the standard that you
your
expect.
Circle. The spectators.
But you know that the man has the potential. It's going to take time. You have to appreciate and be content with that. Support your man, show him love. And that is how he starts to expand and he starts to grow. And then before you know it, you'll be able to attain these goals with him. Now, you're supposed to even help the man, right? Spiritually, You're supposed to be there for him. You have to appreciate him. You got to pray for him. You have to appreciate the little things that he does for you. Now, when he's doing stuff for you, you don't go to your friends and say that he's not doing enough.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Or they tell you he's not doing enough.
and then you accept it. Then you'll walk.
Puts pressure on your relationship for
Yeah,
nothing. The
you
guy
are-
is trying.
Yeah, you're threatening a very dangerous line, and this can be dangerous. But if you're being abused, you're being gaslit, you're being denigrated, disrespected, and stuff. Yeah, you need to talk to not just your friends, but you probably need to talk to maybe
Some
professionals.
counselors and stuff.
Yeah,
All right, all
because you
right,
have to
all
get
right.
out of that.
So I think it's just a nice consensus here. You need to know when to talk and when to shut up, when to just, grow things within your own space. Just grow it. It's a gradual process. You start a relationship, the troubles and the challenges and all these things, they're gonna come. So
Oh yeah,
just know
yeah.
what
It builds. It builds.
Yeah.
It builds character.
some things are just
That's what makes.
part of the process.
That's what eventually, when you're
Yeah.
able to go through that, eventually, that's what makes you people. What makes your life worth it,
Beautiful.
worth living.
Yeah.
It's not smooth sailing.
Never, Charlie. Even boyfriend, girlfriend cry, Charlie.
Yeah.
They fight. So we want to bring the curtains down here on this episode of Love and Respect with your boy Banks.
Yes. And Omega, you're ready now.
All right. Peace out.
Matters way less than you thought it would.
Anybody who gets on your nerve, no one is truly able to take up the space in your mind or have that much power.
And how did you adapt this attitude in life?
I just simply told them a poem. No one is exactly like you. From the beginning of time, we're all created different. That's why you're one of a kind. I've had my ups and downs just like everyone else. Through all the trials and tribulations, I had to learn to love myself. I'm a better person now. I see from a different view. You have to teach people how to treat you. It's only a matter of time, so know that you've been told. No one gets younger. You hope to get old. You try to make plans to make everything fit. No matter how you think, you have nothing to do with it. Yesterday was the past, today just forgotten. Tomorrow's a mystery, and not promised to anyone. You'll always have memories regardless your status or wealth. It's an amazing feeling when you learn to love yourself.